I am yours. No refunds. Today is a very special day in my life. Today is my anniversary. 14 years married. Shout out. I want to open up the show with this anniversary photo for the love of my wife, my Angie, and everything is going off over here on social. It is all good. And today is a very special day, ladies and gentlemen. I almost had to cancel the show as I wasn't feeling so good, but you know the drill. We gotta do it even though we don't feel like it. Just like, many times in life, there are things that we know that we got to do, but we don't do it. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about crypto news, but I also want to talk about this topic of emotions, right? Having no emotions. We hear that quite a bit. So I want to check on your emotions today. How's your emotions today? Maybe I should ask your kids or your spouse. I wonder what would they gonna say, my friends. I want you guys to type in below. Type in below as let me update a few things over here on social. As we are doing this live, we are live everywhere. But I want you guys to type in below. What would the closest person to you would say if I would ask that person, how have you been emotionally lately? What would that person say? The closest person to you. What would they say if I asked them, how have you been emotionally? If I asked that person, I would love for you to drop in the comments below. And if you are shy, you can send me a DM. Let me know. Because, here's the thing. Don't you hate when people tell you, oh, have no emotions in crypto. Have no emotions when investing. Don't fall in love with your business. Don't do it. Don't be too attached to your material stuff or your NFTs or whatever is the things that you love buying. Don't you hate when they say that? It's like you work so hard. You want to have this stuff, you want to fall in love with. It's crazy. It's very, very easy to say, right? Don't do this, don't do that, point fingers. Very, very easy, right? But very hard to do. See, God gave us emotions for a reason. And I'm actually very thankful for the whisperers. Whenever it's whispering, oh, don't do this. Oh, go ahead and do it. Yeah, you can do it. No, that sucks. That's not going to work. I'm very thankful for those emotions. God gave them to us for a reason, beautiful people. I just thank God that there's only a handful of emotions out there. We are emotional human beings. That is FUD all over the interwebs. It's always a lot of negativity out there. I always talk about what is wrong is always available. So what is right? We are just emotional beings. We have to admit and we have to embrace it that we got to embrace the suck. One thing that I always talk about from this stage, along with those emotions, because that's the reality. And a lot of people in crypto and investing and the interwebs and coaching and branding in many of the arenas that I work and that I speak, it's very easy, right, to talk big game. But then when you pay them and you pay that money for that coach, for that consultant to come and deliver, it's a whole nother story. We just saw him. One thing that I always say, that kumbaya doesn't work all the time. Sorry, Tony Robbins. We have to walk. That's why we walk on fire a few times a year, right? Because the kumbaya doesn't work. And I'm going to keep this show PG. But sometimes I tell myself, dear brain, I don't negotiate with you, mother beep. I do the beep myself. No need to edit it. But, because it doesn't work. The kumbaya does not work all the time. It just don't. It takes a long time. It's an ongoing work, my friends. Literally, it just ongoing. Like I talk this a lot. It never goes away. The fears, the anxieties, it just never does. See, one of the favorite things that I love the most in one of the sessions that I do for the CEOs and the people that I work with is called Living a Courageous Life. It's a very powerful session. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of hint about it, because I wish I had more time to tell you guys over here live during the show, but I don't, unfortunately. But basically, it takes courage to tell the world what you are about. You see, doing it more consistently, what that does, is just like I talk about, it's very easy, right? It's like very easy for people to say stuff a lot, you know what I mean? But they don't, we are trained to oppress, right? And not talk about, and they shut you down. And then you have all these feelings that are hidden underneath, right? And most of us, we don't peel the layers of the onion, but we have to talk about, like, in those sessions that I do with my clients, we talk about those, express yourself, like, tell me your real thoughts. How are you really feeling? What are your needs? And then we have to also talk about those things, our feelings, our needs, our ambitions to others. We got to constantly peel the layers of the onion and express ourselves, because that's when the magic happens. But you see, it takes courage to do that. And we have to do it consistently, because the more that we do that consistently, that's what I do with my clients, where it's a consistent thing, it's an ongoing thing. Not only I do, deal with, the business and the brand and the consulting stuff, but now I've been going back to the foundation and really working on the mind, the mindset, the consistency, to get the foundation strong, because that's what is going to make it happen. It's that consistency, because the more that you do it, you're going to forge a stronger confidence in your heart and in your social world. You see, and that's a whole list of exercises that we do it from that, but as I say, it's not enough time to talk about here on the show today. But, today is a very special day to me. That's why I want to talk about emotions. And because at the end of the day, nobody can put nothing, right, inside of us to change. Change starts with us. And if I can be honest with you guys and tell you what the problem really is with many of us, is that the people around us, it's just like that. They don't want enough. And then we don't want enough, just like we just want a job. You don't want it to make a difference there, right? It's like we got to, when we count our blessings, I always talk about this. You got to, I count them twice. When I ask God for a blessing, for an opportunity, not only I ask for me, but you got to ask for others. It's like, that's the stuff that nobody wants to talk about, right? It's don't underperform your potential, my friends. Do not underperform your potentials. How about you drop something over here? I want you guys to really write this one down. This one over here is very powerful. If your ambitions isn't aligned to your assignment, even your achievements will be empty. Come on, brother Carlos. Let that sink in for a minute. Because this one over here is powerful. I'm talking, see, we're going to deal with, see, the show is not just about news, but today's a special show. It's a holiday special segment, because we're going to deal with this shit once and for all. We're going to have to deal with those emotions. So there, when the market is crashing and the news is the FUD and the fake news or whatever is out there is going on around you, we're going to build just that solid foundation that nothing can get to you. But again, it's not an easy thing. That's the reality. Nobody, no coach, no mentor are going to tell you. It's an ongoing thing, right? It's that consistency piece. But I'm going to tell you guys again, if your ambitions isn't aligned to your assignment, even your achievements will be empty. Come on now, Brother Carlos. We are preaching on a Wednesday, the day that we are filming this show, December 29, 2021. 14 years ago, I met my best friend. And we got married in a beautiful church in South America. Are you stable in your relationships? I mean, you can't keep leaning on people, because if you get around the wrong people in your life or online, don't be surprised if they let you down. Somebody needed to hear this today. You know the drill. Denzel Washington, he says best. He probably stolen from the Bible. You want to know what he said? if you hang around the barbershop long enough, guess what? You're going to get a haircut. I love that quote, right? But that's true. That's so true. But, it's like we keep leaning on weak people with no ambitions, people that doesn't want as bad as you do. And then unconsciously, you start becoming that way. But guess what, my friends? In this new season ahead of you right now, you need some new people. You need a new squad. Come on right now, you feel me? You do not forget to add a new squad to your goals in 2022. If you have anybody around you right now, I want you to look at the person in the left, in the right, in front of you, behind you, and tell them, hey, tell your wife, tell your kids, tell your coworker, your boss, hey, boss, I need a new squad. Hey, my love, yeah, we get a new squad, babe. Whatever that is, just yell it and pat yourself in the back that you already survived 100% of your worst days. You need a new squad online. You need a support group. You need to put up yourself around people that want as bad as you do, my friend. As I'm thinking here, and I'm looking at my studio, right? So if I'm messing over here with the camera, and you might see the camera, but there are things that hold on to the camera. They are the whole structure of the studio, right? The mounting lights and everything. But you don't see that. You see the production, you see the light, but you don't see the foundation that supports that. You see, God says it's not what's happening on the surface that causes your life's ups and downs, or that brings you suffer, or not allow you to get to your breakthrough. Come on, Brother Carlos. It's that foundation. It's the stuff that's happening underneath that we don't talk about it, right? You see the iceberg, you only see the little tip, but you don't see the years of frustration, the tears, the no's, the anger, the anxiety that takes to have a successful business, to build a successful brand, to have a stable community, to have a strong marriage, to build a strong parenting. It's all the foundation, my friends, that really matters most. All right, let me get into a little bit of some crypto news over here with you guys, because one thing that I learned from experience is that I want you guys to start ignoring a lot of the Twitter people out there and a lot of the YouTubers with when it comes to technical analysis and trading, because it's a lot of manipulation, and the market is is affected by news and by FUD and fake news and the things that are happening around. And I want to share with you guys an article that's very, very powerful, because I did this mistake many times in my life. I've been in this industry for many years, and I sold, investment stocks, crypto, many things in the past to go, whether reinvest in something else, expand my farms in South America, or invest something over here back home in Silicon Valley, in California, or in Florida, So I want you guys to really, really stop listening to people on YouTube and Twitter and people that start talking about, technical analysis and trading and buy the dip and all this, just stop. That stuff is just, it doesn't work. It's a bunch of BS. Here's what I'm going to show you guys. Look at how powerful this is. Buying $10 worth of Bitcoin monthly for 5 years, a month. I'm not talking about $100. I'm not talking about $1,000 a month. I'm talking about $10 a month worth of Bitcoin on a monthly basis. For 5 years, you would have turned $610 into $6,978. Look at that. That's 1,000%, ladies and gentlemen. 1,000% on $10. $10. And here, since I'm talking about this right now, I want to give a shout out to our show sponsor, BlockFi, where you can actually earn up to 9% on your moolah. You can buy Bitcoin there, and you can buy Ethereum. You can get the stable coins. I always talk about having some stable coins, which if you guys don't know what a stable coin is, it's backed by the dollar. It's 1-to-1. So, we always want to have 30% of your money in stable coins, and a lot of stable coins, they pay really good APY right now, like BlockFi up to 9%. Even on Bitcoin, you get a very good percentage APY. So imagine, not only if you do $10 a month in Bitcoin for 5 years, but you also are earning interest on that Bitcoin for the next 5 years. Imagine how much. In this example over here, this person earned 1,043% on $10 a month. And that's why I want you guys to forget about technical analysis, forget about, trading bots, forget about all these people, because technical analysis is BS. It doesn't work. It's okay to understand, like I understand, but I'm not a pro at it because it doesn't work. It's a lot of FUD. It's a lot of BS in the market. Anybody, politician in any country, they go and they say something, and they're one of those big, Fortune 100 folks. They goes in and they put out a Twitter, and the whole shit goes to tank. So it doesn't work. Technical analysis doesn't work. What it works is hard work. What it works is putting in long term, like be in it 5-10 years from now. Have a 5-year, 10-year game plan. That's the stuff that works. That's why I wanted to talk about, emotions here with you guys today. And since it's my anniversary, it's the perfect topic because I really want you guys to deal with this. And yes, we're not going to edit that there either. But I really, very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. And here, let me share with you guys something else, because, we can go and show you guys all the FUD that's happening out there, with China banning Bitcoin and a bunch of the BS. And right now, people think that everything is crashing and is going down because, a lot of people out there, the rich people are taking their profits. They're using tax harvesting loopholes. And so they are selling a bunch of coins. And that's why you guys are seeing the dip. It's a bunch of things and that talks about all this FUD. But again, whenever you see the market is red, not a financial advice, I know that is lame, but I got to drop a disclaimer. That's when you got to put here, having some technical stuff over here. That's when you got to just invest long term. You see the market is red right now. What I always say, when you feel a little bit greedy, you sell a little bit off the top. When you feel, it's amazing how people, they see you live and they try to call you in the middle of the show. And you feel a little bit greedy and you sell a percentage off the top. Play with the house money. And when everybody's freaking out and you see a whole red ocean out there and everything is going down, that's when you buy. You dollar cost average yourself in. Whether it's $10 a month is all you can do, or $100 a month, or $1,000 a month, or whatever that number is for you. And you do that consistently. And I promise you, month over month over month, you do that, you take $10 a month, and you go into the top 10 cryptocurrencies right now, the top 10 crypto gaming, metaverse, coins, and you do that, just $10. $10 on the top 10 is $100, top 10 currencies, top 10 gaming metaverse coins, $10 each. That's what, $200 right now, 20 coins, $200 a month. Watch, in 5 years from now, you're going to be like, damn, Brother Carlos. Just straight up, and don't pay attention to none of the FUD. Yeah, we could go on the show today and I can bring a bunch of whole FUD news, but we're not going to go there. We're not going to go. There's a whole bunch of great stuff that's happening that nobody talks about. Great news is happening right now. Forget Lambo. Ferrari is now launching, its own collections on NFTs. You see all these big brands right now coming into NFTs, not just the McDonald's, but everybody now. They're all the big players. All the Fortune 500 companies are coming in. And it's just that we are just getting over, ladies and gentlemen. We are just getting started. So many more great things happening out there. Like, look, all that FUD with the Chinese and ending crypto mining there and banning Bitcoin. Guess what? They've been there. Guess what? They go to other countries. They came over here to US, to Texas. They went to Thailand. Look at China. Crypto mining reportedly rises in Thailand due to Chinese crypto ban. Guess what? They went to Mexico. They went to Brazil. They went to Colombia. They went to, Venezuela. They went to El Salvador. Guess what? They banned this thing in one country. They're going to go somewhere else. Don't mess around with the fake news, and don't let the FUD make you sell your bags. Hold on. Dollar cost average. Have a 5-year plan and tell yourself, no matter what happens, I'm going to have a 5-year plan. And I promise you, in 5 years from now, you're going to be in a very good place, my friends. And then this is another big one too. Marathon Digital, top mining pick heading to 2022 by Davidson. Guess what they did? They just bought right here. Look at this. They agreed to buy 78,000. Look at this, 78,000 S19 XP Bitcoin miners from Bitmain for $879 million. Look at this. Almost $1 billion they are investing in mining Bitcoin. This machine is not going to be ready until like a year from now to be delivered to them. It's a lot of machines. But think about it. Why would somebody, a big company, would invest almost $1 billion into Bitcoin that the machines is not going to come to them until like a year from now to be delivered? Then once they are delivered, then you have to set up your mining facility to start mining Bitcoin a year from now. $1 billion they bought in machines. They invested in, that's what I am saying. You have to follow the money. When you look at people like Zuckerberg, he's willing to drop in $10 billion a year, according to one of his last interviews, in the metaverse, into the blockchain, up to $10 billion to get the machine going. He's that crazy. So when you hear people like that talking about, I'm willing to drop as much as $10 billion a year to get the machine going, and you see other companies is dropping $1 billion in equipment to mine Bitcoin. So what do you think Bitcoin and the metaverse and gaming NFTs are going to be 5 years from now? So why, if you follow, again, not a financial advice, but this person here, they did it. They put $10 a month in Bitcoin, $10 a month. That's all they did for 5 years. That's $600 that they put in the last 5 years, which is $10 a month. Almost $7,000 they would have today. Not bad, right? 1,000%. What if it would be $20 a month? Now it will be 14,000. What if it would be $100 a month? Right? $100 a month in the last 5 years in Bitcoin. We spent $100 on crap. Think about it. That would be $69,780. 69,000 on $100 a month that we waste in a bunch of crap. $100 a month is doable for most people in most first and second world countries. Third world countries, it gets a little bit difficult, $100 a month. But even in third world countries, $10 a month is, you put in the work, it's not that hard to save that can help you and your family have a better future by putting in those $10 a month or $100 a month. $1,000 a month, now we are cooking. Now you're getting to, imagine if you would have $1,000 a month for the last 5 years in crypto, in Bitcoin. You would have $690,000 right now. Almost $1 million in 5 years on $1,000 a month. What if you just, change a little bit your lifestyle, go a little bit minimalist, start paying close attention. What can you save? What can you minimize? So this is the stuff that a lot of people out there, they don't talk about it. So I want you guys to stop paying attention to all the FUD and really, really focus on yourself, going forward, like, getting your emotions in check, So that's what I wanted to cover today about crypto news and stories, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about relationships, right? Since today's my 14-year anniversary, I remember, you probably might be that person. You might be considered to be like that pillar, right, in your family, for your friends and your followers. But sometimes, when you become that person for so long, like so driven, and you get to the top, and it's hard to see it as you used to see things in the past. Sometimes we forget where we come from. And I know from experience, when we do that, it can hit us, and it can hit us hard. But I can tell you one thing, my friend, your worst times in life, that emotional worst state of yours, it's when we accomplish our greatest victories from our worst emotional states in life. You know, that happened to me, and I talk about a very powerful story on how I saved the love of my life, my wife, in my book, Work Like an Immigrant. Great plug, right? You know, I haven't talked about this book in a long time, and today's a great time to talk about, because 100% of the proceeds of this book, it goes towards our causes. In Brazil, we have farms and we cultivate animals. We have vegetables, and then we sell a portion to supermarkets and local markets and butchers, and then the other half we go and we donate for families that are not working, they are facing hunger, and we do it for this support from you guys by utilizing the links in our channels, our sponsor links, a portion of my coaching programs that I coach people one-on-one. I coach also in groups. We do a lot of mindset coaching, performance coaching, you know, getting yourself to have higher levels, to operate at a much higher level of performance, courageous influence, productivity, to really lead your company better and become that person that you are striving to be on a consistent basis with that support group that really cares for one another. But this book over here, if it's one thing that you can take from today's show, is this book. This is over here is your companion. This is not, you know, like I said, I did a great show the other day, and I say New Year's resolution sucks. Highly recommend you checking that video somewhere around here on this video on YouTube or on my podcast, Carlos Inspire Show. Great show. We went deep about how New Year's resolution sucks. But this book here is going to be your companion for the entire year next year. You don't read it just one time, you read it multiple times. You keep it in your office, you buy a few of them, you give it to your employees, you give it to your board of advisors, you give it to your team. You buy, if you want to buy, 50 or 100 of them to give to your company, let me know. We can work something out. I can come in and speak for your company, and because you'll be supporting my causes, and I'll be happy to support yours. So about collaborating. Like I always say, right? When I ask God for opportunities, I don't just ask for opportunities for myself. I ask for opportunities and blessing for others. And I talk about a powerful story about my wife in this book. And I say, I had the rest of my life to make money, but I didn't have the rest of my life to save my wife. It's a very powerful story that I share in this book. For a moment, I was doing very well in corporate, very successful. I was doing a lot of things, helping a lot of people right in Brazil and other countries. But sometimes we're helping so many people, but life sometimes is going to hit us with things. And there was a situation in my life with the birth of my daughter. She was born with a mutation disorder that is not a cure for it. We went through a lot of doctors. We spent a lot of money. And nothing was fixed. Imagine having a child and that baby from very, very little crying and screaming every couple of minutes throughout the night. And you're not able to sleep for years. And no doctors, no cure. Didn't matter how much money we spent, how many doctors we went through, how many things we tried, nothing would work. Imagine how would your spouse and yourself would feel emotionally for years, being tormented, not knowing if you're ever going to find a cure for your child. Not only that, imagine the sleep. In prisons, they torture prisoners by not letting them sleep to extract information. Imagine you're not sleeping for years and years and years. So when I talk about emotions and mindset and mentoring people, as I always say, I will never take you to a place that I haven't been. But imagine, I walk home and I saw my wife on the floor crying. And I look at her and I said, "Are you okay, babe?" And she looked back at me. No, I'm not. I don't want to be a burden to you anymore. You're out there helping so many people. I just wish that God would end my life. At that moment, life really hit me. God really hit me hard. In the top of the world, you live this beautiful neighborhood. You have everything, materials. You own a bunch of properties in South America, in Florida, in California. You think you're on the top of the world. You have a lot of great friends, a bunch of celebrities and politicians, and you work hard to be there. But then inside your own roof, as I always talk about, right? People, we tend to download too much on social media, all the fake stuff, right? The makeup, all the cars and the planes and the vacations. We put all that out there on Instagram, and then we tweet our accomplishments. We put all the fun stuff on our stories. But you don't see nobody downloading their fears, uploading their insecurities, posting the shit that hunts us down behind closed doors. Nobody. And because of that, life hit me hard. And I talk a lot more about that story in the book. I really want you guys to read it, to read it. Because there is power when you set yourself goals. There is power when you say you are going to do something. And I made a decision that day. Told my wife, I got you. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I told her, don't worry. I went to pray, not telling you guys the entire story in the book, but I went to pray and meditate. And on that prayer and meditate, I saw a book on the garage. That's what the book was. If you guys can guess what the book was, you get a signed copy of my book. Let me look at my library to see if that book is here, or the book is always somewhere around the house. It's not easily accessible, but I want to see if you guys can guess the name of the book. And I'm going to check it. Right now it's 1:14 p.m. to see if you guys said it before. But the book is Awaken the Giant Within. I remember I was praying inside my car in the garage and meditating. And I looked to the right and I saw that book in the garage. And I was like, no way. I got out of the car, I grabbed the book, and I go, was full of dust. And I just opened it, and then when I read it, whenever I read books, I have, post-it notes, paper clips, I have signs everywhere. I'm old school. I'm like OG when it comes to reading. I love read, hundreds of books every year and listening to them. I love, man, it's my best advice I ever got from my grandma. Constantly increase your knowledge and your wisdom, my son, and pass it on to others so that we can, be a blessing for others, not just to our family and ourselves. And I decided that day to quit my job as a very successful person in Fortune 100 companies to become a full-time, coach, to mentor my wife, to learn how to become a doctor, learn how to become a therapist, learn how to become a mentor, learn many, many things so I could save my life and my wife and my daughter. Not going to tell you any more about this story, but the story goes on, and it led me even to share the stages with one of my mentors, Tony Robbins. He likes to joke around. He calls me the Latino Tony Robbins. My wife said, you are the Brazilian Carlos. I like that better. I love the brother there. But that's the stuff that nobody, and I want to leave you guys with a couple of questions that I use, with my clients, in my spouse and myself, and that I want you guys to ask yourselves those questions to your spouses, to the people that you love and that you care. And here, I'm going to give you guys 3 questions that I use, in those group sessions, in the mentoring programs that I do. And here, those are for, I have different areas that we work on. We work on life, business, relationship, courage, influence, productivity, health. We work on different areas within the sessions that I do for groups and for one-on-one. And right now we're talking about relationship. And here's the first question. How do you know you are engaged and present? You see, I'm a student of personal development and business and sales and marketing. As I always talk about, sales and marketing, they are your twin tickets to freedom. But before we get there, right, before you really take off in your business and your brand and your investing and other things that you get yourself into, we must deal with that foundation. We gotta self-reflect and understand what's going on underneath the iceberg. As I told you guys earlier, and I told you guys to write it down because it's very, very important. The saying that I told you guys, and I probably stolen that from the Bible. If your ambitions isn't aligned to your assignment, even your achievements will be empty. Ooh, that is a mic drop. Come on, Brother Carlos. Ooh, I should have ended a keynote on that note one day. But because I promised you guys here 3 questions, we are not going to end this because it's so powerful. If you really think about, right? If we have all these ambitions in life, right? But if they are not in alignment with our assignment, then when we get to the glory and our achievements, they will be empty. Because it's not about the glory. It's about our stories. Ooh, come on, Brother Carlos. Come on, brother. Well, let's just drop one more. I get fired up. Because I get all the memories. Because, it happens to all of us, ladies and gentlemen. It happens to everyone. Everybody that you see on TV, on the computer, on the internet, successful people, nobody can escape from the shit, the comparisons, the fear, the anxiety, the comparison, the perfectionism, all this crap, right? It happens to every single one of us. We cannot escape the shit. We must peel the layers off the onion, and you gotta be yourself around. There is a new season for you coming up. You need a new squad. You got to put yourself around people that want as bad as you do. They're going to challenge you. They're going to push you with love. Because the people that you are around with right now, if they are not there, if they already stop settling, then guess what? Don't be surprised if you are not achieving and moving forward when these people, they're not going to show up. If you're leaning on people that haven't done nothing, they are out there. They love giving you constructive criticism, but they haven't constructed shit. Oh, come on, Brother Carlos. Because somebody, type yes. If you have one of those persons in your life, somebody type yes below in the comments. Karate chop the like button so more people can see and listen to this. Follow me on social media. Because this is so important. We're going to be doing this show. We have a couple of new formats that I'm doing now. I have my podcast, Carlos Inspire Show, where we're going to be dropping massive knowledge and interviews from mindset hacks to business and branding. And then we also have our Crypto Meta Show. That one's going to be more like daily crypto news, Monday through Friday, live on Clubhouse, on YouTube. Just go to cryptometashow.com. That's going to be our new daily crypto news club every day, Monday through Friday, 12:35 Pacific time. Forget about the time. What time is it, Carlos? 12:35 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. Crypto Meta shows. All you need to do about crypto, metaverse, NFTs, so that we can all win together in this game. Like I always ask God for blessings, not just for me, but for all of us, my friends. And I share a lot of very timely information there that can help all of us. And I cut it down all the BS because I do a lot of research, but don't take my words, as I always say. trust no one, question everything, still do your research. Even though I took a whole bunch of the research out of your plate, because I know your time is valuable, so is mine. But even though you trust me, you like me, I make you think you receive value, but I still want you to do your research. And you apply that with every single person from now on. I don't care who they are. But here's the second question. I promise you guys 3 questions about relationships. And you can use this question even in your companies, in your business, because again, it's your relationships. Relationship with your vice president, with your board of advisors, the relationship with your lawyer, with any person, not just your family, but this is for everyone. So how do you know, right? Question on how do you know that you are engaged and present, right? That was the first question. Okay. And here's another great one. How are you engaging with different people in your life? People that, you have your circle, right, of influence, but then that circle right now, if you are leaning on them, but if they stop, if their ambitions are not matching, they're not following their assignment, you already know, they're going to be empty. And then if you look yourself in the mirror, we are a reflection of what? The 5 closest people to us. Somebody's stolen that from the Bible too, but we're not going to go there right now. So again, how are you engaging with different people in your life? You really need to self-reflect and really think about those things. Right? Question 1, how do you know you are engaged and present? Think about it. Reflect. Self-reflection. We're not taught this stuff in school, right? We are not taught to think and self-reflect. We are taught to react. And here's another powerful one. What conversations do you need to have, but you have been avoiding them? Ooh. All right, so this one over here is the keys to the kingdom. What conversations do you need to have, but you have been avoiding them? I really, really want you guys to give yourself a gift to have these conversations. The reason why I'm successful in my marriage and my businesses, that I help many clients in my life, that I have CEOs and celebrities and coming to me because they have the money. They can go to the best in the world. I'm just a student of the game. I ain't no mentor of mentors, coaches of coaches. People call me all kinds of stuff. No. I praise God. Just praise the Lord. I'm just a vessel here to communicate with you, to speak life into you, and nothing else works. Why? Because I've been there. I come from poverty. I know poverty. I know the riches. I know poverty. I know both sides. And I know in the process in between what it feels like not having food for 90 days. What it feels like having, millions of dollars worth of crypto and that thing goes and sink 70%. What it feels like, own properties, and now you have people that go and invade your property and threatening your family and try to kidnap your loved ones. What it feels like, to go through alcohol and drugs to mask our problems and our fears and insecurities. See, I talk about this shit, what I mean? It's just like it brings memories. And that's the difference between me and a lot of the people out there. Just we keep it real. We just talk about it right here. You can see it, you can, there's technology out there that we can run like AR and facial expressions, when people are full of shit. Companies have that. You got to keep it real. That's the only way out, my friends. So I want you guys to really, really, there's so many more questions. I got, just hundreds of questions and assessments that I take, with my clients and the people that I mentor as a group. I never talk about this in the show, but if that is something that you tried everything, you tried every coach and nothing else is working, and you are looking for a support group, whether you cannot afford, one-on-one coaching and spend 30, 40, 50 grand, but if you can afford, a few $1,000s, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking a group of people, 30 people as a group setting. And I'm going to make it super affordable, less than 3 grand, probably 2,000. And then just send me an email. Just underneath this video, just email me. We keep it simple. info@carlosinspire.com. And tell me, you want it to be coached by me in a group setting. And I'm going to take you guys through a journey in 2022. Every month, we're going to come on a call. going to get together and I'm going to take you guys through some of the things that I took many CEOs and many celebrities and many business owners, just like you, go from A to Z. How can we go, and skip all the BS? How can we shrink decades into years so that you can achieve much heightened levels of clarity, of focus, of, just really elevate your influence, your ability to mentor, to lead others, increase, your ability to influence the masses on social media, get levels of clarity and focus and productivity that you've never done in the past. It's one of the most important things that I have done in my life is invest in myself and put myself in groups where you have a leader that really cares for you and wants you to succeed and prosper. Yeah, I couldn't be greedy. And back in the day, people would pay 30 grand to be part of this as a group coaching. People would pay me $50, $100, $250,000 to mentor them one-on-one. This past year, I've been focused on a lot of my farms in Brazil and their causes down there, heavily involved. I've been blessed through crypto and real estate and a lot of the things that we are doing. But now I want it to be a blessing for even more people. And I'm going to start doing again group coaching because now I can mentor more people as a group. And then we're going to take the proceeds from that program and it's going to roll over towards my farms in Brazil so that we can help feed even more families. It's a win-win all around. That's you. I never talk about this that much on my podcast or my shows. You can send me an email, group coaching, just no funnels, no gimmicks, no nothing, just info@carlosinspire.com. And then we'll have a conversation and then we'll talk. And if that's a fit, we'll make it happen and I'm going to make it super affordable. It's value priceless. I mean, you cannot tell me, put a price on you becoming the person that you want it to be. You cannot tell me if you are stuck making 100 grand a year, if I can help you get to $1 million. That's not a price that you can pay me for you to achieving your greatest desires. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate all the love on social media. Hundreds and hundreds of messages for my anniversary, 14 years. I was talking to my wife. We're having a surprise breakfast for her earlier, and I have a special dinner prepared for her. I have a person coming and cooking for us because I wasn't feeling so well. So, but we've been partying up this past couple of weeks. We've been having a great time traveling between Brazil and Mexico, San Francisco, Florida. We've been having some fun. Every day is an anniversary. Make every day count. As I always love to say, every time that I tell you guys goodbye, hello, bless you, do it to others as if it will be your last. We never know, right? Treat today as if it's your last day. I'm grateful to God that I have one last day, not one more. And as I always say, life is all about the mission, never the commission. And whenever if you feel like down, depressed, a whole bunch of anxiety or suicidal, or if you feel like you want to jump that bridge or pull that trigger, just hit me up. Send me a DM. And remind yourself, imagine myself picking you up, giving you a big hug. I'm 6'5", 350 pounds. I'm a big boy. Imagine me giving you a hug and lifting you out of the floor and looking you in the eyes and saying, the days that breaks us are truly the days that makes us. God bless you.